Good morning, fifth graders. It's Thursday, the end of our work week, and so today's going to be kind of a fun day for me, I think, because I get to see all of your work. So I just wanted to share with you that today's video will just be basically going over what the expectations will be when I start looking at your videos to look at your one-pagers. We're going to grade my page from last year, actually, together here on the video, where we will be looking at what am I expected to have on my one-pager, and then do I have it? And so you are going to critique, or we are going to critique, what I made last year to see if it would get a good score. And then we will figure out what the percent would be and all of that. And then we'll do the same thing for reading. Good morning, guys. I see Jasleen, Michael, and Emily. Good morning. All right, so let me go ahead and just get right into it. I want to share my screen. What I've done is I've pulled open my fractions page that I made last year, and I have the checklist of things. And so what I'm going to do is think about each one of those check boxes for the math one pager is going to be worth 1 point. So if you have each of those, then you're just going to get a point, and that'll be easy peasy. And so then what we'll end up having is a fraction that we'll have to figure out what your percentage is by dividing them. And I'm going to use a calculator when I'm done with it. So I'm going to count how many checks we'll have to have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So when we're done, we're going to have a fraction out of 9, and then we will figure out what our score is. Okay? Let me just check everything. Good morning, Brian. Good morning, Leilani. And good morning, Emily. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Here's my fraction page. I already mentioned that I did not do this in color like I was supposed to, right? So I'm going to start with the first thing. No pencil allowed. Use ink and color. Pens, color pencils, markers. I didn't do that, so I don't get a point. I'm going to start a tally. So I don't get anything for the first thing. Write your first and last name in the lower right corner. Looking at my page, I don't have my first and last name. Include a title that summarizes the theme of the unit. Make it stand out from the rest. My title was fractions. It was in the middle. It stands out. It's bigger. So I get a point. So I've got my tally. Oh my goodness, my pen. There we go. My first point. You can't even see it. All right, let me try something else. Let me try it darker. There's my first point. All right. Create a border around the title. I do, kind of, like everything went around the title. I know in reading we've done a little bit better ones where I would actually make the actual border like a rectangle all the way around. It's kind of a medium. I'm going to give myself the point, but I think I have room to improve for next time. All right, so far I've got 2. Graphic representation, so drawings, symbols, charts that would represent what we've learned in this unit. Be creative, tie the graphic illustration to a quote. Well, a quote would be more for reading, but looking at this, do I have any drawings? Kind of like models, I guess, right? I do. I get a point for that. And I think that's also listed as another item, so I think I get another point later for that. Include your opinion or thoughts about the theme or topic of the unit. I think, in my opinion. I don't know. Let me read what I wrote. I have quotations. Making comment. Okay. I wouldn't say I earned that point. I don't have anything that tells me my thoughts about this and maybe how I would use it in the real world or anything like that. So I'm not going to get that point. Use equations and models of the strategies we used or learned. Yes, absolutely. That one is there. Include how this unit's learning can be used in your real life. I didn't explain any of it. I might have been able to easily, especially the decimals area. Like if I said that those were my scores on a test, I could have said how that would have been used in my real life. So no, I would say I don't get that point either. Did I fill up my whole page? I did. Here's my score. 5 out of 9. 5 out of 9. So if I was going to score my page like that, I'm going to take my calculator out. Let's see if you're going, I think you'll see this. I'm waiting for my calculator to open up. Do you guys see my calculator? No, huh? Okay. Well, I'm going to put it in 5 divided by 9, and I get the decimal. Uh-oh, didn't get a good score. This is the decimal that I got. So what does that mean? Let's see, I'm gonna look at the comments if we know what that means. Good morning, Jaden. Good morning, Julian. What does this mean? What would be my percent? Well, if you remember when we did decimals, this says 555 thousandths. And if I'm going to look at just the percent part, I'm only going to need those first 2 numbers after the decimal. But then I'm going to look to the thousandths place to decide, do I round up or down or leave it the same? And so because it's a 5 or more, I get to raise this one up to a 6. So my score would be a 56%. Is that passing? No. So if I look at what my work that I could improve on, I need a color. I could be better with my border. Putting my own words and how I could use this in the real world, my thoughts and feelings about it. Like I could have had more of that in there. And my score would have improved a lot. All right. So we would round up. Yep. Good job. Good job, guys. So for reading, I'm just going to scroll up to the reading page because all the directions were on the same pages. Very similar, but no equations are expected, right? We would need quotations from the text. And this was supposed to be about both texts that we read. But the unit was all about wars and conflict in the nation, right? So that's kind of what the theme would be. But I'm really excited to see what you have for that. I will say that I'm not going to model how to grade this one right now because it's going to be done the same way with the math. So I'm not going to do a reading video today. What I'll be doing during that time is starting to take a look at those people who have started to post your one-pager reflections or explanations because I saw in Flipgrid that some people have already started to share, which is great. So what my expectation is for your work today is before you do your Flipgrid, go through and grade yourself and see how it would go. Make sure you have everything on that checklist for the math and the reading one-pagers, and then do your Flipgrid video. And what you might do with your Flipgrid video is, I'm just going to hold a pretend paper, okay? It's probably like this, right? You would just go to your screen and you would explain, oh, look how funny that looks. Sorry, I got distracted. Because it's green in the middle, look what happened. You can see through it. That's crazy, huh? All right. So in your Flipgrid video, just hold your one-pager next to you and you just explain what you did. Explain why you, or how to do it. Explain why you put certain things. You can read off some parts of it if you have written out your connection to the real world and how you would use it. So I'm looking forward to seeing your finished products. And if you still need more time to finish it, then finish it. And then post your videos. And so you're doing, that's all of your work for today. If I go to our slides, your work is just that. You're doing both. Oh, no, that's yesterday. Sorry. You're just presenting in your Flipgrids. So there are 2 different Flipgrids here. So these 2 links will take you to 2 different Flipgrids. One for math, one for reading. And of course down here, this is the one for questions. Okay. All right. So I will be putting this video over here in our slides so that you can rewatch it if you need to. But you can use that page to figure out how you will be scored. All right, guys. I was going to, let's see, let me look at everybody's comments to make sure there's no more questions. Oh, by the way, I did hear word from one of the middle schools. And so if you haven't checked since yesterday, or early yesterday, I did find out about Desert Ridge a little bit more. And so if you're one of those students going to Desert Ridge, they will be making their survey for electives live tomorrow. So I will show you really quick. Let's see. That's the wrong one. Oh, wait, I don't have it open. So I won't show you really quick. But you, if you are going to Desert Ridge, there is a link, but it's not ready until tomorrow. Okay, but there are some things you can look at if you are going to that school that are linked on that page. So there's a video, I believe, and I think Avid. So Avid has links there for you. So if you haven't seen that already, take a look. All right, I think that's it. I miss you guys so much. All right, guys, have a great morning, and I can't wait to see what you create. Bye, guys.